All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and this job, sometimes I've got some really hard decisions to make. And Luca Corrado, good friend from the Piedmont, happened to be in the same night I'd already committed to doing an event here with the winemaker for Ridge Vineyards. So, well, I'm always here at the store if we've got an event here, and then when we're trying to promote somewhere else, but always happy to promote the wines of Vietti. And the folks at Market 17 did a great job. We've already got several new customers came in from this event, and Luca, incredibly passionate man. And, you know, this is, to me, my favorite area of the wine world. The people from the Piedmont are the salt of the earth, and this winery is a shining example of why that is. You know, this is the first winery to put a product on the market that's 100% Cru Barolo that doesn't say Barolo on the label. He wanted to over-deliver in every single wine on the table, and I've always said that Castigione is the greatest Barolo for $50 or less, or $100 or less today. It's incredible how the quality of this wine continues to go up and up, and the price doesn't seem to change. So kudos, Luca. That doesn't mean you have to raise the price. Anyways, we started out with the Arneis 2013, and this is the producer that brought Arneis back from near extinction. And the grapes spent a little time on the skin and a little on the lees, so you get a little more robust style. I still think Arneis is something you want to drink within the first few years. And they do have another appellation, Langhe, but theirs is Roero. This is the best area in the Piedmont for Arneis. And this wine really fresh and bright, really clean style of wine. You get a little fresh pineapple fruit, white flowers, some chalky mineral highlights, and that little touch of effervescence on the finish. Excellent juice at $25. The Barbera Vigne, a blend of 3 different vineyard sites, planted at 3 different times. This wine's aged for 14 to 16 months between both small barrel and larger cask. And again, it is incredible the value in this wine for under $20. Wow, I love Barbera. And I love the fact these guys don't make Dolcetto. I'm sorry, they may make it. It's in their DNA, but he didn't bring it by to me. He knows we're not big fans of Dolcetto, but incredible this value here. A lot of fresh fruit here. Classic Barbera. Really beautiful fresh berry fruit flowers, some earthy, truffly notes, and just light on the palate, but still very pleasing. A lot of fruit and that lovely floral and earthy note coming through on the finish. Very good juice. The Nebbiolo Perbacco, I already told you about this wine, you know. This is Luca's invention, and to put single cru Barolo into a wine that says Nebbiolo on the label, there's no one else that I know of that does it in the Piedmont. This wine, the greatest value of any wine producing region anywhere in the world. This is the bouquet here. I bought everything he had, Magnums, the 11 and the 10 vintage for these wines, because you know what? Bigger is better. And with wines like this, you can keep them open 3 or 4 days. I just did at my Super Bowl party. I drank the last of this wine last night, and it was still amazing. So, you know, I'm stashing several of these Magnums before we even put it on this offer. The 750 is already sold out. 11 and 10, 12, both very good vintages. You know, the Piedmont haven't had a bad vintage since 2002. Really, 2003 could be interesting for a lot of people, but boom, 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 boom. Everything else up until the present day, outstanding. He said 2014, maybe a little bit of trouble, but these guys are still going to make outstanding wine. This wine is a classic bouquet of dense red berry, cherry fruit, exotic spices, pretty floral notes, and wonderful tannins in this wine. Silky smooth, but hey, it's still Nebbiolo, man. It still has a little bit of dryness at the end, but this wine's got wonderful balance. I like the 12 just a little bit better. To me, it seemed a little richer, obviously a little younger, a little more tannic, a little more vivacious, rich liqueur-like fruit, and both of these wines, like strong recommended buys. Unfortunately, we don't have any, just Magnum. So we'll get more 750s of the 11. The 11 Castigione and the 10 Castigione are next, and they make 55,000 bottles of this wine for the world. And you used to make about 75,000, but they cut the amount down because of the Perbacco. So used to be Castigione Barolo, and you know, a bit riper this 2011 vintage than 2010, but not as ripe as 2009. You know, very similar vintages, all 3 really outstanding. I would say you want to drink your 2009s younger. The 2010s may age a little longer, but both of these wines, excellent. And I couldn't pick a favorite here, man. I was going back and forth and back and forth. The 10 had this really incredible perfumey floral note the second day, much more pronounced. But both of these wines, wonderful balance, very exotic, and lots of fruit, lots of that earthy character, fresh rose petals, licorice, just an incredible array of fruit, spice, and earth coming out in these wines. And they're wines for the ages. You could keep them for 20 or 30 years. I would imagine they'll start hitting their peak in 10 to 15. And then the rarest of all the Vietti wines, the Barbaresco Masseria. I still have a few bottles of 2003 on the shelf here, and those are probably drinking at their peak. Absolutely brilliant. Their smallest production wine. They make 4,000 bottles of this wine for the world. Usually we don't even get this, but we're good friends. What can I say? No, their distributor talked them out of a little bit of the 2009, which we've already pre-ordered. And these 2009s, as I mentioned, already very showy, very rich vintage, a lot of lovely fruit. This wine had an incredible range of that truffle, earthy note, dried flowers, herbs, and a very elegant and velvety tannins in this wine. Forward and delicious, lots of juicy fruit, but a firm hand of tannin still. This is still a very young wine, lots of structure. This will age for decades in your cellar. Most excellent juice. And then, of course, the Moscato. Moscato di Asti, one of the soda pop of wines. Kids love it. It's only 5% alcohol, slightly sweet, slightly frizzante, that lovely fresh fruit, and still has wonderful acidity and this lovely floral note to it. There's no one that doesn't like Moscato. One of my favorite. It's $16.50. This is the hottest trend in the white category today, and you could buy that cheap, crappy Moscato from Lodi, California, or get the greatest producer's Moscato from the Piedmont for about the same price. Unbelievable wines from Vietti with our friend Luca. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.